Live from the Game Nashville studios. WPRT-FM Pegram, WPUC HD2 Laverne. Nashville's exclusive home for the Nashville Predators. 102.5 and 106.3.
A gunny performance.
Do your job.
And the Tigers regain the lead.
The Game.
A Cromwell Media Station.
Now let's see if we can bring them to life, all right?
Bringing you entertainment and informative sports talk during your workday.
Smart, funny, classy, and I like him a lot.
This is Chase, Willy, and D-Mase with Chase McCabe, Willy Donick,
Mason, touchdown, Tennessee.
and former NFL wide receiver Derek Mason. Presented by Hair Club. Hair Club. Love your hair. Live your life. On Nashville's best sports talk, 102.5 and 106.3 The Game. And on the Game Nashville app.
And a good Thursday, everybody. Welcome in Chase, Willy, D-Mase. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Chase McCabe. Still technically on vacation, but here today because we're at Almost Friday in downtown Nashville. We'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Titans and Cowboys coming up tonight. People have been asking me, who am I going to pick? I'm going to do that at the end of the show because for those of you that have listened for a long time, you know I grew up a Cowboys fan, then the Titans got here. So this is these don't happen often, but these are tough for me when my two teams play. So we will discuss that quite a bit, but I believe Willy Donick is standing by in Anaheim, or maybe he's sitting. I don't know. D-Mase will be along in just a second. Do we have Willy? Is Willy there?
I am here.
Hi, Willy. How you doing?
I am doing well. Bright and early here in California.
Yeah, I guess it is about 8 o'clock out there. So the Predators flew out yesterday, went a day early to Anaheim just to, I guess, acclimate to the time change.
Well, they acclimated to the time change, and they wanted to get a practice in out here because both of the games are afternoon games. You've got Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon in a back-to-back situation. So, yeah, I think they felt like they would be a little rushed if the travel day preceded a back-to-back, both afternoons where you can't get a morning skate in. So they wanted to get a full skate in today, get everything situated, ready to go, and hopefully have a good road trip here. Yeah,
I mean, look, I was talking to somebody before we went on the air. They played well. They just haven't been able to put the wins together. You look at the heartbreaker against Colorado that felt like, before the Christmas break they're going to have that one. Ended up dropping that, and then they dropped the other night in the closing seconds. And so it's time to start stringing some wins together. You can play well and feel good about that, but you got to get the 2 points. And I know that's going to be an emphasis on this road trip with the back-to-backs against Anaheim and Vegas, as we'll have coverage for you on both of those. But the big one tonight, Titans and Cowboys, Thursday Night Football at Nissan Stadium. And I don't know how much you guys have really talked about this, because I'm going to be honest with you. When I said I was on vacation, I have been on vacation. I have tried to relax this week. But I'm not all that surprised with this game meaning absolutely nothing for the Tennessee Titans, that a lot of the starters, a lot of those that have been on the injury report, have been banged up, like Jeffrey Simmons, are going to be out tonight. It's looking like Derrick Henry is probably not going to play tonight, which shouldn't be a surprise because you need everybody the best that they can be Week 18 in a winner-take-all matchup in Jacksonville.
Well, we did talk about it a lot over the last couple of days, and we had a pretty good debate, Derek and I did, on the approach to this game. I think Derek is a lot like Mike Vrabel in that he hates having to do this. And Derek was saying some of these guys absolutely need to play. So he was more leaning on some of the guys on the fence should play. I was saying, look, you absolutely have to rest these guys. This game, it'll be nice to see if some people can take a step forward. This is a very, very tough test. And I think some guys need to prove themselves. They're playing not only for this year, but they're playing for a contract next year in a lot of cases. But if you're the Titans, I think you have to play for next week. As much as it's going to stink tonight, I think, when they take that field and they don't have everybody, it's going to hurt. But I think they're doing the right thing. But I actually was even a little bit surprised at how many guys weren't playing. I don't think I really suspected that they would actually sit Derrick Henry. We don't know the ins and outs of each particular injury, but obviously something is bothering him with the hip. Otherwise, I think he would want to play. He certainly expressed interest in playing earlier this week. But now you go out there without Derrick Henry, boy, what's this going to look like?
Do you buy that, Derek, that that it is the hip and that's why? Or, I mean, is it just Vrabel saying, hey, look, we have the opportunity to give you a week off. Let's do it.
The hip may be hurting, but I don't think it's hurting enough where if this was a meaningful game, he will hold him out.
Yeah, I agree. I think if this game meant something,
they will play. Yeah, it's going to be a dumpster fire out there. I truly believe it's going to be a dumpster fire. And again, you're asking your fans to come out and support you. I get why you're doing it. I understand the whole deal. I get it. As a player, I wouldn't have, I don't prescribe to it. If I'm ready to go, I'm playing.
Yeah.
No matter what. But you're asking your fans to come out on a Thursday night to watch what? What are they watching?
That.
They're watching the Dallas Cowboys. That's all they're watching. They are watching the Dallas. This is a Dallas Cowboys game at your stadium.
Basically.
It's no longer a Tennessee Titan game. This is a Dallas Cowboy game in that stadium. And that's disappointing. I get why, Vrabel is doing it. I understand all that. But you're asking your fans to support you when you're not putting out the best product on the field. And to me, listen, this could totally backfire on you.
Sure.
You lose this game and you end up losing to Jacksonville, and then what in the hell was all that for? Now you got a losing record. Now you ended the season with a losing record.
But you have a top 10 pick.
You have a top 10 pick, but you got a losing record.
Sure.
Can you get your quarterback in the top 10? Because honestly, the next GM that comes in may not want Malik Willis as their quarterback.
Look,
that's just the way it goes when new GMs come in.
And I know, and like I don't want to say that I've given up on the kid because I haven't. But what I've seen, he's a long way off from being your answer.
Oh yeah.
And if you get top 10 next year, and Levis or one of these guys that is viewed as being a franchise quarterback, you can't pass on him. I mean, you got to take it if it falls to you.
And I think one of those quarterbacks, if indeed they're a top 10, like 10 on 10 and above, if they're in that space, they will get them a quarterback, because not every team needs a quarterback that's going to be picking in the top 10. Not every team needs. And then you can sort of maneuver, trade up to get your pick. But if that's not the case, if that doesn't happen, you end up losing to Jacksonville. That doesn't happen. What are you telling your fans? Because you didn't get your quarterback, you didn't make the playoffs. This roster, going into the offseason is a bad roster. Mm-hmm. What are you saying? You didn't fire the GM. You got to make some changes on your coaching staff.
Oh,
what are you telling the fans to hold on to?
Well, and that's the question, And by the way, Willy, I don't know if you saw this on the Zoom. I have brought both the hats.
He's trying to figure out which one he's going to commit to.
I will put a hat on at the end of the show. It's like signing day. I will have to select the Titans or the Cowboys, who I will be rooting for tonight. Somebody on the text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com, has already said. Jeff says, "Are people serious when they ask you who you're picking?" And then he said the booze should be free at Nissan Stadium tonight. I don't know about that.
It should be. They should give it to him free.
Honestly, I'm very curious to see what the crowd looks like, because, as Derek said, this would be an easy one to just sit out. Look, I got other stuff to do. Now, there's probably a lot of people in town for the Music City Bowl. I was thinking, if you were from Dallas and you're a big Cowboys fan and you like the Stars, maybe you came in and watched the Stars play the other day, and then you're watching the Cowboys. There's always a lot of Cowboys fans there, so I do think it might be a total takeover. But I completely understand the frustration of somebody who bought a ticket back in the summertime, or is even a season ticket holder. I mean, I would have to imagine there's going to be a big no-show factor tonight. But what I want to see, I think it's important, and this is what Derek has been emphasizing this week. If you're going to rest players, and like I said, I'm on the record. I was on the record Monday and Tuesday saying this is the right thing to do. It's important that the guys that are in there play their tails off. I want to see them compete and fight. I don't care if they lose big, which they very well might, but I just want to see them battle. I want to see some people step up and look like they're ready to win a football game next week. I think that's important. You can't just mail it in tonight, the guys that are playing.
For reference, to sit in Section 327 tonight on Ticketmaster will cost you $175 a ticket.
Or wait a little while longer.
Oh, wait a little while.
Yeah,
but look,
wait till about 6 o'clock and see what that looks like.
I know people that, were Titans fans that were planning to go to the game, but Cowboys fans are paying so much for tickets that it's kind of like they have no choice to sell their tickets for tonight because they could pay for their season tickets if they do that. So that's kind of where we're at. We are live at Almost Friday, which is downtown. It's in the Holiday Inn on Peabody Street, 4th Avenue. A really cool spot that you can come and hang out and watch the game. They have a pregame happy hour from 3 to 6 today. They're going to have a game night menu throughout the game and going to be giving away some prizes as well. So this is a really cool spot. I've been in here a few times. Really excited to be here today. This is where we're going to be all show long, and we have a great show planned. Rick Stockstill is going to join us coming up at 11, MTSU's football coach. We'll have Silly Underdog picks at noon, Elliot Friedman at 1, and at 1:30 today, this is why I'm here. I mean, really, I missed you guys.
Yeah.
We have an announcement. We have a station announcement that we will make today. I will make today at 1:30, so you'll want to tune in for that. That's what we like to call a tease. But coming up next, John Robinson trading A.J. Brown was a career-defining moment for him that ultimately ended up to his firing. But was his firing a career-defining moment for somebody else? I want to get your guys' opinion on that because this is where the season has come to at this point. We'll discuss that coming up next. Chase, Willy, and D-Mase, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Every Wednesday at 2:45.
Sanders for the touchdown, 48 yards.
Former NFL wide receiver Chris Sanders joins Stillman and Company to give his thoughts on all things Titans and NFL. Fueled by Parman Energy, now hiring fuel drivers. Apply now at ParmanEnergy.com on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
There's never a good time for your furnace to go out, especially in the winter. But it's always a good time to call Lee Company. Our heating and air conditioning pros are available 24/7. No heat? Don't wait. Call Lee Company now at 615-567-1000. Our expert technicians will diagnose the issue and fix it right the first time. When you're cold, you need someone you can count on to bring the heat. Call Lee Company now at 615-567-1000 or visit leecompany.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Are you a fan of Twin Peaks? Sign up for their e-club to stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and score free stuff. Signing up is easy. Just visit twinpeaksrestaurant.com/peaks-club to get started today.
You look at yourself in the mirror every day and you can't deny it anymore. Your hair is not as thick as it used to be, and it's making you feel self-conscious. Hair Club is here to save the day. For 45 years, Hair Club has helped more than 500,000 clients love their hair and feel confident again. No matter what stage of hair loss, they can help. Hair Club can customize a solution just for you. For a limited time, get 10% off when you book a free consultation today at hairclub.com/chase.
It's Family Leisure's half off after Christmas sale going on now.
Up to half off on floor models, scratch and dent, and discounted merchandise.
Enjoy the movie theater experience in the safety and comfort of your own home with theater seating from Family Leisure. 2-piece sets starting at only $6.99. 3-piece sets are only $9.99. Massage chairs are only $9.99 as well.
Family Leisure has air hockey and foosball tables in stock and on sale starting at just $1.99.
Family Leisure has 30 pool tables on display. Hundreds in stock for immediate delivery. Pool tables start at $7.99. Slate pool tables starting at just $14.99 installed.
Shovelboard tables from only $19.99.
Family Leisure is introducing our above-ground pool sales now. 24-foot above-ground pools start at only $29.99 installed.
That's Family Leisure's up to half off after Christmas sale going on now.
At both huge locations, Antioch and Franklin.
Joe Rexrode here for OrderGreen.com. Listen, to do the job I do, got to stay on the move at all times. Lots of travel, early mornings. Sometimes it can catch up with you, and when it does, I always enjoy natural and enjoyable ways to de-stress my mind and body. That's why I use a high-quality, wide selection of THC and CBD products from OrderGreen.com. It's not just me. Lots of my friends are on the bandwagon here, including a sick family friend of ours who has gotten great benefits. OrderGreen.com. You subscribe, you save 25% off shipments of gummies, or use promo code JOE20 for 20% off your first purchase. OrderGreen.com.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I love this show. Never miss a moment of the show. Okay, all right, okay. Subscribe to the Chase, Willy, and D-Mase podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. I'm ready to step this up a notch. You're listening to Chase, Willy, and D-Mase on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game, and on the Game Nashville app.
615-737-1025. That's our phone line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Chase McCabe, Willie Donick in Anaheim, Derek Mason here with you. We're live at Almost Friday today. It is almost Friday. It's Thursday. At the Holiday Inn downtown on Peabody Street, 4th Avenue. So come by and say hello. You must come in, but we're going to be giving away a prize, a merch bundle, a hoodie, a sweater, shirt, and an Arctic thermos from the fine folks here at Almost Friday. But you must come in, say hello, and sign up for that. Our man Lance is here. Matthew's here. The whole crew's here. Nick Keyser is back at our Game Nashville studios, and I just want to say on behalf of the show, happy birthday, Nick.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. If I had ever thought I would be here.
It didn't mean talk. It was something nice.
Wow.
You're a whole 15 now.
Yeah, how old are you now, 15?
No. 15 years old now.
You can almost drive.
Derek has said it before. I could be his son.
Exactly.
Nick, you could be my son.
No. Maybe you had a kid when you were 15. I didn't.
No, I did not. No, I was good. But happy birthday. We appreciate everything you do. You guys have held it down while I've been enjoying some time off. But I ask this, and I'm bringing this up for a reason, because the Titans, and look, I've been guilty of it. Coach Willy has called me out on it, so I'll give Coach Willy credit here. But I thought there was no way in hell they were going to lose this division. And now I don't feel like they're winning another game, and they're probably going to lose this division and not make the playoffs. And I know that they've battled injuries all year. Ryan Tannehill's been hurt for a majority of it and playing through it, and now he's hurt even worse. The offensive line has been in shambles. Amy Adams-Strunk makes the decision after the Eagles game to fire the general manager and John Robinson. And I've been very consistent in saying I didn't agree with the move at the time in which she made the move. I understand if you're going to evaluate him at the end of the season and then you decide that, hey, these moves that he's made have hurt this franchise, trading A.J. Brown, missing on first-round picks, missing on offensive linemen, whatever you want to call it. If you want to evaluate him in the offseason and make a change, fine. I get it. The evidence is there to support it, no matter what you decide to do. But I believe that move has basically taken a grenade, thrown it in the locker room, and in the organization, and on top of everything else that they've been dealing with, you've added that to it. Because you can sit here and you can say, and I've talked to people that are like, well, I don't think the players are distracted. That's fine. They may not be. But you can't tell me for a second that the head coach isn't. Because he's had to deal with that. He's had to deal with people calling for his offensive coordinator to be fired because of bad play calling and, his transgressions with the DUI. So he's had to deal with that. And head coaches know Vrabel's done this long enough that you got to deal with distractions sometimes. But you've just added so much to it. And so is that move a career-defining move for Amy Adams-Strunk, the owner?
Well, I mean, we will see. And, I love the analogy of, her just tossing a grenade in the locker room.
That's how I view
it. But what she did was she tossed it in there, and she ran away. And as she was running, she said, "Watch out! Take cover." Well, as you're running away, you're telling them to take cover. It's too late. Now, if they do take cover, they're still going to, feel some of the impact or the blast, even if they're covered up. They're still going to feel it. That's what this Tennessee Titan team is doing. They're feeling some of the blast some of the impact of her just tossing a grenade in the organization and saying, you know what, your offensive coordinator, your GM is gone. I'm done. I'm moving on. Did she ever truly think about the ramifications it could have on this team? I hope and I believe she did, and she probably thought one or two things. One, that, this team is bad anyway, so whether I do it now or later, this team is not really going anywhere. Or she thought, well, Mike Vrabel is such a good coach, he's going to get them over this hump.
Right.
Either way, it wasn't good, because if you thought your team wasn't good enough or this roster isn't good enough, what is that saying not only to your GM, but it's saying to your players and your head coach? So if you thought that way, it was bad. If you thought that Vrabel would fix all of this mess that you've created, that's bad too, because now you're putting added pressure on a head coach that has to do a job on the field. Now he has to take the responsibilities of doing a job off the field. In the meeting rooms and in the boardroom, as far as who we're going to bring in now and who we're not going to bring in, who we're going to cut, guys that we need. Now he has added responsibilities already on a plate that is full. So either way, I think you did the team a disservice by saying either you fired him because this roster is not good enough, so you're telling everybody that, or you're saying, Vrabel, you can handle it, which you didn't take into account what he has to do with the roster that's not good.
Right.
So you've added a bunch of pressure on him already.
Willie?
I said it the week of the move. It was unprecedented, it was rash, and it was wrong. We tried to – this is an impossible question to really answer, but we all kind of gave our take. We got a lot of people on our text line weighing in and calling in about whether we think that's really affected the way they played since they've haven't. It couldn't have helped, right? I don't think you can ever prove that, they fell back psyche-wise when that move was made. We'll never know, because you can just look straight at the players that were unavailable and make a strong case and say, look, they ran out of horses. They just didn't have the weapons. They didn't have enough to win games. Or at least it made their margin for error such that it made it a lot tougher. I still think they probably could have clawed and scratched their way to another win, at least one more win, maybe two, even with the guys that they had. But look, they have been severely hamstrung with the injuries alone. But on top of that, when you have all this other stuff going on, I definitely don't think it helped.
Yeah, and I kind of look at this too.